Hello and welcome to another 30-minute yoga class by Driven. My name is Beth. I'm so glad you're here with me. Today's practice is going to be a very grounding practice. The holidays can be stressful, so this will work out all that stress. So good for you for showing up today. But we're going to start standing. So come into a nice standing posture. Feet are hip distance apart. Spread the toes, root down through the four corners of each foot, and then just pause here. Close your eyes, or you can gaze down at the floor. Before we get into any specifics about this pose, just notice what you're bringing to your. Notice what's going on in your body at the moment. See if you're bringing any tension to your practice. Hopefully there are no aches or pains, but notice that too. A lot of times the mental stress that we're going through manifests physically in our body. So note that. And feel the feet rooting down into the. Again, pressing down in the four corners of each foot. Then lift up out of your ankles. So lifting up, pulling the kneecaps up, pulling the quads in and up, pelvic floor pulling up, glutes engaged, belly's in, shoulders are down. That's the only thing that goes down and back. Where the top of your head reaches up towards the ceiling. Open your palms. And if you're engaged now, this will feel different from first check. Just notice the strength in the just standing. Notice how strong you feel. Imagine roots down out of your feet like a big tree that's been alive for hundreds of years. Roots are going deep, upright. Restore. And then bring your attention to your breath. Just notice your normal breath. And notice if your breath is shallow or deep. Maybe you're making sounds with your breath. Notice also how your body, especially your torso, moves. Is what parts of your core, everything, shoulders, what parts of that move as you. No judgment, we're just noticing. And then wherever you are in your breath, slow it down. Try to get that breath deeper into your belly so that when you breathe in, belly's expanding. Feel that breath move up from the belly and into the chest so that everything opens. And as you exhale, release. Soften the chest, soften the belly. Inhale, expand. And exhale, release. Breathe out through the. Slow that breath down. You might even count the rhythm of 4, exhale, 2. And you like that with a couple more. People will say that breathing is more important than the pose, helping us to be grounded. So we'll keep breathing like this. Keep your eyes closed if you want. But start shifting your weight forward and back. Shifting your weight into your toes, lifting your heels up off the mat. And then shifting your weight into your heels, toes forward and back. But trying to keep all those muscles engaged that we talked about when we first started. And hinging at the ankles, not at the hips. Not coming forward at all. Just forward back. I like to do this with my eyes closed. Any rocking motion signifies if you. And then pause so the feet are flat on the. And then we'll rock from side to side. So shift your weight to the left, and then bring up the right sides of the feet off the mat. We're working the. Then over to side, that same motion. Close, letting that rocking motion soothe you. Relax. Center feet. We'll go in all directions. Free in the wind. So and this time the feet stay flat on the mat. They don't. So shift left. Lean forward. Only from the ankles. Shift right. Then lean into your. So kind of going around the perimeter of the feet. Feel that. Bring your. Do the soles of your feet. Press all around. Love to do this with my. So tree in the wind, and then a few in the opposite. Reminds us of those old trees. Get a big storm coming. They don't fall over because they create a strong. Especially during times. Inhale and bring your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Press your shoulders down, but squeeze your arms into the sides of your head. Nice and tall here. Root down through your feet again and lift up. Lengthen through the spine. Keep the shoulders down. A lot of times when we say lift up, people lift the shoulders up. Keep the shoulders down, but lift up through your spine. Lift out of your hips. And as you exhale, crescent moon to one side. Push the hips. I'm pushing my hips to the right and I'm reaching to the left. So the shoulders stay parallel. So don't let that top shoulder roll over. Try to keep those shoulders in one plane. And then inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, go to the other side. My hips are going to the left and I'm reaching to the right, pressing my arms into the side of my head. Trying to create a bit of a C shape with the side body. And inhale, come up. One more time to each side. Feel that open side just opening up. The ribs are opening here. Come back to center and to the other side. That feels so good. And lift back to center. Releasing your arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back and down. Straighten your elbows if you. Pull your arms away from your body and let your head fall back. Press those shoulders down. And release your. Inhale and bring your arms up overhead. And then exhale, let's come into our first forward fold. So first fold, maybe a little tight. That's okay. Relax the head. Weight is in your toes. Try to bring your hips over your ankles. A lot of times in forward bend, our hips are over the ankles as much as we can. And if we can't do that, then bend your knees a little bit. That helps too. And then you can just release all the way down. Bring your chin towards your chest so the crown of your head is hanging down towards the mat. And bring your hands into your elbows. Relax your elbows. Let them fall to the mat. Let the weight of your head kind of pull on your cervical spine and hold here. Notice the sensations in your body as you hold this pose. Check in with your breath. Slow and steady. Release your hands down to your mat and step into your down dog. Pressing your heels down towards the mat and your hands into the mat and away from your feet. Relax your head and press your hips up and back. Try not to lock the knees, so maybe even keeping a little tiny bend in the knees. Some people talk about doing down dog always with bent knees, so that's kind of interesting. You can try that and see if that feels better for you. So find your Best down dog. Keep the belly pulled in. Keep the shoulders down. Relax the head. You should see your knees. And 2 nice long breaths here. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. On your next inhale, lift your left leg up behind you, point your toes and reach back. Lift that leg as high as you can. Notice the stretch in the right leg, even though we're lifting the left. Point those toes and reach them back to the wall behind you. Nice and long here. 1 breath, inhale. Exhale. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, shift your weight forward, bend your knee, and bring that knee to the elbow on the left. High. Inhale. Bring that leg all the way back, reach up high. We're moving nice and slow, but with control. And then exhale, shift forward and bring the knee up to your chest as high as you can. Pull that in, use your core. Inhale, extend back and reach. And then exhale, bring that left knee over to the right elbow, twisting a lot at the waist. Trying to bring that left thigh parallel with the floor. And then inhale, extend back. And release that foot down. Bring your knees to the mat. And come into Hero's Pose. Just resting your hands on your thighs. Heels are together, big toes are together. Roll your shoulders back and down. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth. Exhale. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. And exhale, twist to the left. Right hand on the outside of the left thigh. Left shoulder. Pressing back towards the midline of your mouth. Look over that left shoulder. And hold. Belly's pulling in. This is great for the immune system. We need that now, so we'll do this again. Inhale, release and bring your arms up overhead, stretch up high. And then exhale, twist to the other side. My back will be towards you. Sorry. Pressing now that right shoulder towards the midline of your back, of your mat. So you get a nice twist through the belly. Keep the belly pulled in. Inhale, release. Bring the arms up overhead, reach. And exhale, bring your hands behind your back on the mat. Roll your shoulders back and down. Press your chest up to the ceiling. Let your head fall back. Breath in, and as you exhale, squeeze through your glutes and lift your hips up off your heels. Keep the belly pulled in, squeeze tight. Posture. Nice. Bring your arms up overhead and hands to the mat. Come back into your down dog. We'll go through that sequence again. So beautiful down dog, pressing your heels down, maybe micro bending your knees. Press your hands away, relax your neck. Look at those knees. Feel the spine lengthening, hips pressing back. Nice stretch through the hamstrings. And then lift your right leg up behind you. Point your toes and reach high as you can. Feel the stretch in the left leg now. Reach, reach, reach. Notice your breath as you're doing this pose. Still slow and steady. Inhale, stretch more. And then exhale, shift forward, right knee to the right elbow, lift it up high. Inhale, extend back and stretch. And exhale, up the middle. So we want to do this nice and controlled. And then over to the left, twisting at the waist. Bring that leg nice and high, parallel to the floor. And inhale, come all the way back. And release down, back onto the knees, right into tabletop. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Couple more times. Pressing the shoulders back, chin forward, and curving through the spine. So the belly is pressing down towards the mat, but you're still keeping. Two more. Last one. Pausing here. Come down onto your forearms, and let's do a forearm plank. I'm actually going to hold this for a minute. I'm going to watch this screen here. I can't see the clock. Okay, that's all right. I'm going to put it on my watch, so we're keeping us honest. Okay, 1 minute in forearm plank. Squeeze your glutes. Lift your hips so you're not sinking down. We don't want those banana planks. So nice, a lot of strength through that midsection, pressing the shoulders back and down. Use your breath, especially when it starts getting hard. Head stays in line with the spine. Press the shoulders down and back. Nice straight line through the spine as much as you can. Pull that belly in. 20 seconds left. Press into the forearms. Here we go. 10 more seconds. And there we go. Knees to the mat. Release all the way down. Slide your hands along the sides of your body and just press up into cobra. Shoulders back and down. Relax through the hips here. Nice back bend. And exhale, child's pose. Coming all the way down, knees and ankles are together. Reaching your hands to the top of your mat. Release your forehead down. Reach forward, press your tailbone back. A couple breaths right here. Notice if the breath has changed from that slow and steady breath. Try to bring it back to nice, deep, slow breathing. And then come back up into tabletop. Extend your left arm out and your right leg back. Toes are pointing down on the right leg. Try to keep the hips even so that right hip is not lifting up, but it's in line with the left. Right leg is parallel with the floor, and we're just going to hold here. Stretching in opposite directions. So press that right heel back to the wall behind you and reach those fingertips forward. Notice if your body is swaying from side to side. Use your breath. Feeling grounded through the right hand, the left knee. And on your next breath, bend that right leg. Reach around with your left hand. Grab onto your right foot. And then press your foot into your hand and lift that knee high. Lift your chin, backbone, stretching the quad. Inhale. Exhale. Nice strong arm on the right. One more breath, lifting the toes higher, knee higher. Deep stretch. And release. Oh, that's a good one. Let's just wrist a couple. I'll do that same thing on the other side. Nice grounding pose. Feel the body swaying a little bit, but if we focus, we can root down through the parts of the body that are reaching the, that are touching the floor. Okay, right arm up, left leg back, heel is pressing down, hips are aligned with each other, head is in line with the spine. And not just holding, but reaching in opposite directions. You feel the stretch in your calves and your arms. Stretch, stretch. Keep the belly pulled in. Notice the breath. One more breath here. And then reach around, point the toes on the left foot, grab onto the top of your left foot with your right hand. And then press your foot into your hand as you lift your knee, lift your chin. Try to keep that left knee in line with the hip. Nice strong left arm, so don't sink into that shoulder. Lift up high. And breathe. And then for the last couple of breaths, lift that knee even higher. Point the toes up towards the ceiling. And hold. Feel a little bit of swing in your body. That's okay. Root down. Feel the strength of your roots. One more breath. And release your breath. Nice job on that. Come all the way onto your back. Pull your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. Just reset the spine before we go on. Extend your legs on your mat. Bring your arms up overhead and stretch in opposite directions. Inhale and bring your arms up to the ceiling. Exhale, press your lower back into the mat. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders. And roll up, reaching up high. And then as you exhale with a flat back, and from your hips, lean forward. So we're not curving through the back. We're leaning forward with a flat back and bringing our hands down as far as they reach. So it's all about the hips here. Hinge from the hips. Walking your hands a little bit further, head stays in line with your spine. Toes are straight up. Press the backs of your knees into the mat. And it's also good to lift up through your chest. That helps to flatten you. Inhale, release. Bring your arms up overhead. Reach up high. And then exhale. Press your spine back. So C shape through your belly. And release back one vertebrae at a time. Try to maintain control. Reaching towards the wall behind you. Stretch, point your toes, stretch in opposite directions. Then we'll go through that a couple more times. So inhale, bring the arms up. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. Keep those toes pointing up towards the ceiling. Reaching up high. Then releasing your hands, hinging at the hips. Nice straight spine. Head in line with your spine. Maybe this time you can go a little bit deeper from the hips, or maybe you want to ease out of it a little bit more. Yogi's choice at all times. And then release, bring the arms all the way up. Press the spine back. Sacrum goes down first. And then each vertebrae, one at a time, as much as you can. Reach now. Point your toes. Stretch and get taller. Now one more time. Inhale, arms come up. Roll up with control. Reaching all the way up. And this time we'll roll through the spine. So bring your chin to your chest. Press the backs of your knees into the mat. Walk your hands out as far as you can. Maybe your knees are on your shins, your ankles, your toes, maybe past your toes. However far you can reach, reach with a rounded spine. Pull your belly in. Press your lower back behind you and bring your chin to your chest. Notice where you feel this in your body. And release your posture. Walk your hands all the way up. Good. All right. Bend your left knee. Give yourself a hug. Nice straight spine here. Right toes are pointing up towards the ceiling, and lift up out of your hips. So chest is lifting up. Top of the head is reaching a little bit closer towards the ceiling. So we're hugging our knee in, and the thighs, massaging those internal organs. It's really good for digestion. All right, now keeping this leg exactly where it is, bring your arms out to a T shape. Try to maintain the strength of this leg even though you're not holding on to it. Twist a little bit to the right, and then wrap your left arm around that left leg, and then roll that right shoulder back as far as you can, and bring your right hand, my back is to you, I apologize. See if you can connect the fingers. It's not about connecting the fingers though, so if your fingers don't connect, it's okay. It's more about getting a twist in there. And then push that right shoulder back behind you, look over that shoulder. Great twist, great for the spine, great for digestion, great for the immune system. Notice the breath. Notice where there's tension in the body and try to breathe it out. One more breath. And release. It feels good to release, right? Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, roll back. Direction, opposite direction. And then roll up one more time. And then bring your right knee in. Same thing. So hug that thigh into your side body. Helps to massage those digestive organs. Left toes are pointing up. Chest is lifting up. Spine is straight. Nice tall posture here. Nice and strong. Press those shoulders back and down. Engage those muscles in your back. All right. So now we'll let go. And you really feel it in that bent knee, right? In the right side. Twist to the left. Lean forward and wrap your right arm around that right leg. And then before you do anything, push that left shoulder back to open up. Then reach around. You can connect those fingers. Sometimes you can do it on one side and not the other side. It's okay. Lift up out of the posture. Push that left shoulder over your back. Over that. Nice. Right here. Once again, notice any tension in your body from this pose. Notice if it feels different on this side than it did on the other. Breath. Release your posture. Bring your arms up. And exhale. Come all the way down. Bend your knees. Let's just reset that spine by rocking the knees from side to side. You can bring your arms out to a T shape. Do this nice and slowly though, because you get a nice massage in your lower back as you're coming. So a couple more times. And then pause with your knees. Bring the soles of your feet together for butterfly pose. Relax the muscles of the groin. The knees will closer towards the earth. Bring your arms out to a T shape. And breathe, relaxing through the hips, relaxing in the belly. Seeing the breath, bringing it back to slow and steady, deep breathing. One more breath. Noticing too in these poses that we hold that are still, especially the relaxing ones, notice if you're able to keep your practice. So often during poses like this, we'll start thinking about, oh, what do I have to do next? About that email I have to send. That takes us away from our practice, and part of our practice is being present. So when you notice your mind wandering, that's okay. Just say, oh, my mind was wandering. Let me get back to my practice. All right, interlace your fingers behind your head. We're going to do some simple crunches and butterfly pose, but make believe you have a big grapefruit right under your chin. So when you lift up, your chin doesn't come any closer to your chest, all right? So we're down on the mat as we inhale. Exhale, lift your head, neck, and shoulders, using your core to lift you, not your shoulders, and then come back down. Keep going. Notice how much of your upper back is coming up off the mat. Try to lift those shoulders up as much as you can. Try to keep those elbows out to the side. Crunches are not really part of a traditional yoga practice. But a strong core is so important to a yoga practice. It's also important for our overall health. So I always like to add some crunches somewhere or some variation of them along the way. Let's do about 4 more, nice and slow and with control. Try to lift those shoulder blades up off the mat. 2 more. Last one. Bend those legs on your mat. Bring your arms up overhead. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms away from your body as you stretch. And then as you exhale, bring your knees to your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins nice and tight. Bring your head, neck, and shoulders up off the mat. Tuck your chin into your chest. Squeeze into a tiny ball and rock from side to side. Pause in the middle. Release your posture into your favorite Shavasana pose. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open mouth. Exhale. As you exhale, let your body be supported by the earth. Let your heels be heavy. Your hips sink into you. Release any tension, shoulders, back of your head. Notice the breath. Stay here for about 4 more breaths. Notice if you're still focused on your breath or wandering. Totally normal. Try and stay with me mentally for the so rotate your fingers and your toes. Let your head roll from side to side. Bend your knees. Let your legs sway from movement back into the body. And then roll over onto your side. Help yourself up. And we'll just close our practice with just a moment of stillness. We get to do that during the day, right? We're all so busy. But these moments of just quieting down, quieting the mind, focusing, so good for us. Busy time. So sitting in simple pose, nice and tall on your mat. Feel the breath going in. The light in me salutes the light in me. Well, thank you so much for joining me. That was a nice practice. Really feel grounded and more ready to face whatever comes my way. I hope you feel the same. And I hope you're checking out all the Driven YouTube videos. Just a great way to stay moving and stay healthy during this. I hope to see you next week. Stay healthy, stay well. See you next time.